Hello and welcome to Yes, You Are Brave. This is a podcast where we are going to set off on a journey together to find and build our brave, where we explore all the ways that you have been brave and all the ways that you can be brave again. Because even though we may have forgotten or we may have fallen out of practice, we're all brave. And I'm on a mission to prove it and help you believe that yes, you are brave. Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Yes, You Are Brave. I'm Pawnee, I'm your host. So glad that you are here for this little bite-sized bit of brave that we've got going on for the month of December. So this week, I wanted to talk about something that is a little bit hard for me, and but I think is very important. So this week, I want to talk about being brave enough to open up your heart. And I know that this can mean a lot of things to a lot of people, and I feel like, well, to be perfectly honest with you, I have been a very closed off person for most of my life. I haven't really been the type of person that was really open or let people in very easily. I just always kind of been a person that just kind of stuck to myself and kept my thoughts and my feelings to myself, and I didn't really open myself up to much, to be perfectly honest. Like there was a lot of a good chunk of my life where I didn't even let myself really enjoy things because it just seemed like it was gonna come back and bite me in the butt. However, I have learned that, you know what, there are some really awesome, amazing things out there. And by closing myself off and closing off, like not letting anybody or anything in, I was really just depriving myself of some awesome, amazing things. So a couple of examples real quick. First thing that comes to mind, I know that you have, if you've been listening for a while, you have at different points in time heard the dog snoring in the background or maybe barking or whatever. And the first thing that comes to mind is this little dog. I say little, she's not little. She's a 60-pound lab. But she came into my life almost 2 years ago and was totally by accident, to be perfectly honest. My sister and her husband had decided to get this dog. She's a rescue. And they had decided to get her as a companion dog for their then aging dog that they had. And they got her, they brought her home. And I live with them at the time and now. And they brought her home. It was kind of a hectic day. And she decided right off, actually, I think that she was going to be mine instead of theirs. And it took me a couple of weeks, to be honest. I didn't really want anything. I was like, oh, no, she's nice. But like, I was not in the point in my life where I wanted a dog. I was not ready for the commitment. Later realized I'm terrified of commitment. But I just wasn't ready for a dog. And so it took me about 2-3 weeks of her just following me around and all of these things for me to realize, okay, I guess she's mine. Maybe she's right. Maybe she does need to be mine. And so for the first time in my life, I have a dog that is mine. Not just like a family dog, which we had all growing up and things, or like a dog where I was basically the fun aunt. Even if I was the favorite, they weren't mine. But I have this dog, and she has taught me so much. I need to do an episode just about her and all of the things that she has taught me. Speaking of dogs, this other dog that is not mine just came in, shoved his way into my lap. But it has been amazing what I've learned from her and just kind of the wonderful, amazing experience it has been to have her in my life. And I would not have gotten that, would not have her in my life, would not have somebody that just is all about me in my life if I hadn't been willing to open up my heart and just let her in, let things in. So that's one example that I have. The other example that I have because of the time of year, and it seems silly, but okay, so we're a couple weeks from Christmas now, and when I was young, I hated most Christmas movies. I thought they were dumb. I thought they were cheesy. I thought they were predictable, blah, 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 blah. And I just didn't really like Christmas movies. And I didn't really watch very many. I had a few that I really liked. The ones that are like not your just typical Christmas movies, And then there were some classics that I really liked, but I just didn't like Christmas movies in general. I thought they were dumb and cheesy, and I was just kind of very closed off to them. And I'm not sure at what point this changed. I think it was in college when I was away from home and away from all of like the security of that type of thing, and realizing that Christmas kind of took on new meaning. I realized that Christmas movies were about hope and joy and the magic of the season. And I realized that, like, wait a minute, like, Christmas movies are kind of awesome if you just let yourself enjoy them. No, you don't come in with like crazy high expectations of, oh, this is going to be like, the most amazing movie with the best acting and the most original storyline. You don't come into it with that. You just come into it with, this is something that somebody has made for me to help enjoy the season, for me to help capture some little piece of magic that is this time of year, and that is the Christmas season. And so honestly, I've been so much happier. Like, my Christmas has been so much happier and so much funner since I have opened my mind and my heart up to not be so critical of Christmas movies and just enjoy them. I know that sounds silly, but seriously, I realized it wasn't about the story. It was about the hope and the magic of the season. And so just by opening up, it has just made my life better. And there's a lot of little things like that where I realized I was what was standing in my way of something making me happy. And things don't have to be big to make you happy. You just have to be willing to receive them. You have to be willing to open up your heart a little bit and actually enjoy them. Allow yourself to enjoy things, because that's what's going to make you happy, and that's what's going to be just awesome for your life. So that's kind of my little challenge to you today, is to be brave enough to open up your heart and see, okay, what can actually make me happy? Even if it is something that you feel like maybe this is kind of childish, who cares if it's childish if it makes you happy? You open up your heart and you realize, you know what? I think it would be really cool to go to that paint night with my cousin that she's been bugging me about forever. And you go and you realize, maybe you're terrible at art, but it still can be a fantastic time. And I think that's the point of it, is to open up your heart, and I think you will find more and more things to help you be happy. But the trick is opening up your heart and allowing yourself to be happy. Because like I said, I think we are sometimes our own worst enemy when it comes to just being happy. You know what I mean? We close ourselves off because we don't want to let anything in, and we don't want to get hurt. We don't want to whatever. And so we're protecting ourselves, right? And we close everything off. And then that also means that when we don't let the negative things in, we also don't let the positive things in. And so allowing that heart to open, that minds to open, just gives us such a different perspective, and it just opens the world of possibilities up for things that make us happy. So that's my challenge for you today and for the next couple weeks, is just to open up your heart and decide and try new things and allow things to make you happy. And I think you'll be surprised, and you'll find some amazing things. Even if it is a cheesy Christmas movie, you know what? Maybe you watch one, maybe you still don't like it, but try it and see what happens. And maybe you don't have to let an animal into your life, but find something that you can try, that you can be open to, and allow it to make you happy. Because you are worth the effort. You are. And I hope you have a fantastical holiday. I hope that your Christmas is wonderful, or whatever it is you celebrate, your Hanukkah or your Kwanzaa or whatever. I hope that it is wonderful and that you are finding joy in the little moments. Remember, you are awesome and wonderful and amazing, and you are brave enough to open up your heart and let yourself be happy. Have a fantastical day.
Thanks for listening, and if you enjoyed what you've heard today, please leave a review down below and share this with anyone that you feel like could use a little more brave in their life. And if you'd like to follow more of my journey to be brave, you can follow me on social media and link down below. Have a fantastic day, and don't forget to be brave.